since the first 3 or 4 that I've done. But today I'm going to be fulfilling a request from a client friend of mine, Meghan Van Houten, on how to do brows. As you can tell, the rest of my makeup is done, but the one thing that looks kind of odd for me, at least right now, is the lacking of my brows. So I'm going to be using 2 different products today. The one is the Sephora collection. Okay, sorry, I should already know what this is. So it is the retractable brow pencil in waterproof. The color is Midnight Brown. The other one that I am using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow, and it is not the pomade, but the one that looks like the mascara, and the color is Blondie. So those are going to be the 2 brow products that I'm going to be using. So ignore that I have some stray hairs. My friend Priya Sidhu, she normally does brow threading for me, and we haven't been at work for a few weeks, so they're looking a little bit off right now. So I'm just going to be looking this way because I have a mirror right next to my phone. So the first thing you'll always see anybody who's demoing how to do brows is you always kind of brush them upward, just to make sure that all the hairs are kind of pointing in the same direction. Now, the first thing I usually do when I'm doing my brows is I'm going to carve out the underside. Now, I do add a little bit, thanks to the thin brow style of the 90s. I had done my brows quite fine for a number of years, and unfortunately they didn't all grow back, i.e. why they look a little on the sparse side. So you can see that I've carved out that underline. So now I'm going to fill in the upper side. Now, once I get to the top of my brow arch, you can see that I kind of turned my hand the other way. Now, some people, when they do this, will actually point their brow hairs down. You know, you do you. If that's the way you do them, that's totally fine. Not the way I personally do my own, but there's no right or wrong when it comes to makeup, as long as you're obviously always following color theory rules. Okay. Now, there are some days that it will take me longer to do my brows than it will the rest of my face. Just all depends on how well they're behaving. So you can see that the whole arch and tail is all done, and I like the way that it looks. So now is the time to fill this in. So the other thing some of you may not know is how to kind of measure the distance that you need to kind of put in. So holding your pencil beside your nose, not pressing, just holding it and doing this. So obviously right here is where I would start doing the inside corner of my brow. Where you find the arch is, again, resting on the side of your nose and going to the pupil of your eye when you're looking forward, and that should be your arch. And then the end of your tail, again, nose, corner of the eye. Oh, I could actually extend that a little bit more. There we go. So we're going to go in, and we're now going to fill in this area. And there's no harm in resting your hand on your face. Do know that obviously the palm side of your hand does perspire a little bit, so I tend not to rest it too long in one place, just so it doesn't disturb my makeup. And then I always brush it through just to kind of even everything out. All right, so you can tell the difference between one side and the other. It just makes everything look a little bit more complete, especially when you've done a more dramatic eye look like I have today. It's definitely going to kind of frame the eye a little bit nicer. And the other thing is too, is sometimes as we get older, our eyebrows will fall out a little bit. Not everyone is genetically prone to this. It does tend to happen to the women in my family though. So even had I not done my brows so thin through the 90s, I think I probably would have eventually wound up with some sparse brows. So I'm just kind of following where the hairs are in my brow. The other nice thing about this dip brow is it does actually have a little bit of hold to it. So there we go. There's my completed brow versus the one that has not been done yet. Well, there you go, Megan. There's your tutorial on how to do brows. I hope everyone enjoyed this short video. I hope you're all staying healthy and safe. I know these are treacherous times and everyone's dealing with a lot and trying to figure kind of the new way of being at this particular moment in time. But please do stay home, wash your hands, and be safe and healthy. Much love. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.